segment of Keep the Beat with Pete. Today, I want to take some time to go over some mechanics that you'll naturally apply in a musical sense. Okay, so I had mentioned a number of times that I had studied with Joe Morello for a number of years, and he wrote a number of books, Master Studies 1 and 2 being some of the books he wrote in his later years. And when he was writing Master Studies 2 in particular, I was studying with him, as he was sketching these things out, and he would give me a lot of different exercises to try out for different purposes. One such exercise, I saw it in Modern Drummer recently, and I thought it would be very worthwhile to go over. It's Joe Fingers. And George Lawrence Stone had published this exercise, and then Joe built upon it. So he put both segments in Master Studies. So what we'll do now is we'll go through part one of this thing, which is working in triplets. So you're working in eighth notes, and then you're going to do what would be called 16th note triplets, and you work with accents. So I'm going to set the metronome on 80 in this case. And the idea here is to get a feel for this and then play the notes evenly. And then gradually, the reason why they call it Joe Fingers is as you pick up speed, you'll be using your fingers. So you'll be using your wrists to make a lot of the strokes, wrist, 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 and then as it gets faster and faster and faster, you'll be switching over to mostly finger motions. Your hands still have to move, of course. Okay, so let's just take a quick jog through this, because if you practice this, you can really enhance your single stroke roll. The very first pattern is 1, 2, and then the end. 1 and 2 and 1. Okay? Is the objective, okay? But what Joe would stress in this practice is to get the notes as even as you can at first, nice and slow and even. I set it to 80 as a beginner thing, but then you could start it at 50, 60, 70. And you just learn to hit the accents wherever they are. Now, this is in Master Studies 2, and I'm just going to do a few lines. If you can get your hands on the book, that's fine. He has the next line would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now you notice I'm starting with my left hand, but Joe makes mention of this in the book. It's to develop another part of this exercise, a big part of it is to develop your weaker hand. And you would play that hand as a lead. Now I am left-handed, so actually I used to do this exercise a lot, starting with the right hand. And then when you play orchestral and jazz and a lot of other things, you lead with the right hand so you can come back on the one a lot of times on your cymbals. So I practiced this a lot right-handed, but actually now I'm going back and just doing it left-handed, and I'm showing it left-handed because I'm going to say 80 or 90% of the people should work on their left hand more, right? So the second one, I'll put the metronome on. Okay, maybe we'll take one more line so you get the idea of it. There's 10 of these lines. Section 2 of of this Joe Fingers thing that Joe added on many years later, we'll cover in a different segment because he has, naturally another whole set of phrases. But let's see here. So, line 1, 2. Oh, yeah, line 3 is just 1 in the end after 2. It's great because when you get it fast, trying to pluck out these accents is, gets tricky. Here's line 4. It's on, the accent is on the 1, the and after 2, and the 3. Okay, and you could play around with any set of accents you want. He happens to have this. Stone, when he originally wrote this, had 10. As I said, in the next segment that we'll cover on this, we'll do Joe's additional 10, which are, again, challenging. But the idea is that when you get this going, you get and as you get faster and faster, you're going to get more use of your fingers. This all with singles. And you could always give yourself another practice session where you do the same thing, switching between singles and doubles, just to really challenge yourself, because in doubles you're moving at half the speed. So, in short, this exercise helps you develop your single stroke roll. You can pick out accents in any part of the 16th note triplet, and you can work on your weaker hand, whichever one that is. I would just suggest doing it on both, but I would spend more time on whatever hand you feel needs the most development, okay? Joe Fingers, it's in Master Studies Part 2. That's the first section of it, okay? It's a George Lawrence Stone exercise that he dedicated to Joe Morello. It says here that the following article was written by my teacher, George Lawrence Stone. That's Joe's teacher. The following is an old timer from my favorite collection of practice routines. So this is one of Stone's practice routines, and he named it Joe Fingers for Joe Morello. And now Joe, later on when he writes the book, adds a section to it. We didn't cover that one. We're just covering this one because it's 10 lines. You have to do them a lot of times to get them nice and even. Pick up speed. It's really going to develop your single stroke roll. And so for your new subscribers, welcome. And for you people who have been with me for a while, thanks for watching. This one is on mechanics and working the wrists and then really the fingers, okay, to pick out accents wherever you want in your single stroke roll. Peace out.